A monumental UFO scandal is looming, Mark von Rennenkampf writes. The decades-long saga of unidentified flying objects, UFOs, is barreling headlong towards one of two stunning conclusions, he says. Either the U.S. government has mounted an extraordinary decades-long cover-up of UFO retrieval and reverse engineering activities, or elements of the defense and intelligence establishments are engaging in a staggeringly brazen psychological disinformation campaign. Either possibility would have profound implications for democracy, the role of government, and perhaps also humanity's place in the cosmos. For these reasons, it's imperative that Congress and federal law enforcement agencies devote significant resources to investigating a series of remarkable UFO-related developments. Importantly, a third explanation for recent events that dozens of high-level, highly cleared officials have come to believe enduring UFO myths, rumors, and speculation as fact appears increasingly unlikely. In June, U.S. Air Force veteran and former intelligence officer David Grusch alleged that elements of the U.S. government have secretly and illegally overseen a decades-long UFO retrieval and reverse engineering effort. Two defense officials corroborated the broad contours of Grusch's stunning claims. Grusch has stated that he provided a wealth of highly classified evidence to the powerful internal investigation agencies overseeing the Department of Defense and the U.S. intelligence community, but he has not presented any such evidence publicly. However, the officials and lawmakers who have reviewed Grusch's classified evidence are taking his extraordinary allegations seriously. The Inspector General of the intelligence community deemed Grusch's allegations that UFO-related information was inappropriately concealed from Congress credible and urgent. Senate Intelligence Vice Chairman Marco Rubio, Republican from Florida, confirmed the Inspector General's findings. 1. Charles McCullough III, the intelligence community's first Inspector General and now an attorney in private practice, represents Grusch and sat directly behind him during a July 26 congressional hearing. It's extremely unlikely that such a high-profile lawyer and former top federal official would represent anyone making the kinds of extraordinary claims that Grusch is without robust evidence. When asked during the July 26 congressional hearing whether he believes that the U.S. government possesses UFOs, Grusch stated, "Absolutely, based on my interviewing over 40 witnesses over 4 years," he said. And Grusch continued, "I know the exact locations of retrieved UFOs, and those locations were provided to the Inspector General and to the Congressional Intelligence Committees." Critically, Grusch stated, "I actually have the people with the first-hand knowledge provide a protected discourse to the Inspector General." It's unlikely that Grusch, speaking to Congress under oath, would perjure himself so brazenly over such specific falsified facts, particularly with his high-profile attorney sitting directly behind him. To that end, it's safe to assume that more than 36 individuals did indeed tell Grusch of a decades-long UFO retrieval and reverse engineering program, and that those with first-hand knowledge provided corroborating information to the intelligence community Inspector General. One theory for Grusch's allegations is that the individuals he interviewed became convinced that decades-old myths and rumors of ultra-secret UFO retrieval and reverse engineering programs are true. However, given the urgent disclosure, significant penalties for making false statements to an Inspector General, it's extremely unlikely that multiple high-level, highly cleared officials would falsely claim to have first-hand knowledge of myths and rumors. Rubio and Representative Mike Gallagher, Republican from Wisconsin, a member of the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, have stated that multiple individuals with first-hand knowledge of Grusch's allegations have spoken to Congress. Rubio put it succinctly, "Either what Grusch is saying is partially true or entirely true, or we have some really smart, educated people with high clearances and very important positions in our government who are crazy and are leading us on a goose chase. Most of these people, Rubio continued, have held very high clearances in high positions within our government, so ask yourself, what incentive would so many people with that kind of qualification, these are serious people, have to come forward and make something up? This leaves two extraordinary possibilities. That Grusch is correct and elements within and outside of the U.S. government oversee a decades-old UFO retrieval and reverse engineering effort, a profound paradigm-shifting development, or, to quote Grusch, multiple esteemed and credentialed current and former government officials with a long-standing track record of legitimacy and service to this country are engaging in a brazen disinformation campaign. For their part, key lawmakers are taking Grusch's allegations extremely seriously. On July 13, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, a Democrat from New York, introduced a measure that asserts eminent domain over any and all recovered technologies of unknown origin that may be controlled by private persons or entities. It also defines and contains 24 references to non-human intelligence, a term used frequently by Grusch to denote the uncertain origin of highly advanced technology allegedly retrieved. Such efforts are referred to as legacy program, quote unquote, in Schumer's legislation. In an in-depth News Nation interview, Grusch also alleged that non-human remains have been recovered from UFOs. Schumer's legislation requires that any biological evidence of non-human intelligence held by private companies be turned over to the federal government in the interest of the public good. On June 22nd, Senator Kristen Gillibrand, Democrat, New York, along with Rubio and two other Republican senators, introduced legislation that would immediately halt funding for precisely these types of illegal and unreported programs described by Grusch. The bill also instructs individuals with knowledge of such UFO-related activities to disclose all relevant information. It grants legal immunity if the information is reported appropriately within a defined time frame. Meanwhile, Representative Tim Burchett, Republican, Tennessee, and Representative Anna Paulina Luna, Republican, Florida, who spearheaded the July 26 congressional hearing featuring Grusch and two former naval aviators, are leading a bipartisan effort to establish a select committee to investigate Grusch's allegations. As Rubio stated, if Grusch is correct, there's a group of people who believe that they possess something that they don't need to share with anybody, including elected officials who they view as temporary employees of the government. Border security and immigration, how the GOP's Old Faithfuls can win 2024, forgive student loans and ensure diversity in higher education. Rubio linked such a dynamic to an internal military complex that's their own government and is accountable to no one, which ultimately would be a huge problem if it's even partially true. Although such revelations would shake public trust in the government to its core, that trust might be rebuilt upon the paradigm-shifting knowledge that humanity is not alone in the cosmos. Marek von Ronnenkampf served as an analyst with the U.S. Department of State's Bureau of International Security and Non-Proliferation, as well as an Obama administration appointee at the U.S. Department of Defense. This is from The Hill, and it's on Out of Mind too. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.